Alright guys, so for the nose contour, right, what I've gone ahead and done is I've done my foundation, I've done any spot treatment that, I want to take care of. So now when it comes to the nose contour, I will be honest guys, of course, out of all the days that I want to film my nose contour video, I have a whopping big zit on the side of my nose. So I apologize for that, but I will be teaching you the technique, so that's the most important part. So what I like to do is when it comes to my nose contour, I usually opt for a lighter shade on my nose than when I contour my cheeks and my forehead, just because your nose is smack dab in the middle of your face. That is what everyone's going to look at. If I were to use the dark color that I use on my cheeks and my forehead, it would just not work out well on my nose. So honestly, the color that I love this is by the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Toffee. Now this works well right now in the summer, especially because I am tan. And even in the winter, I might opt for something a little bit lighter than this because I do get very, very pale in the winter. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to just squeeze out, and I use it straight from this tube just because the applicator is really nice and thin. And what I go ahead to do is basically just now start carving out my nose contour. Everyone's nose is different, so obviously what I'm going to be doing, you might need to kind of tweak it a little bit to see what's going to work best for your nose shape. So for instance, I'm going to be really focusing on thinning out the bridge of my nose and kind of shortening the tip of my nose. So with those areas, that's where I'm going to add some of my contour to kind of diffuse and really kind of make everything look smaller. So as you guys can see, I've started right underneath my eyebrow where my brow bone kind of meets my nose. Now, the reason why I do this is because you want to mimic a natural shade and a natural shadow to your nose. So by taking this shade right under the bridge bone, it's going to create a more seamless contour and it's going to mimic more of a natural look. So I usually just stop right about here, and I'll go ahead and do the other side. So as you guys can see, it's already kind of shaping out and we have a thinner nose. Now I'm just going to go and put some on the bottom of the tip of my nose to help lift it. So what I also want to do is to kind of thin out the side of my nose. I'm going to be adding it on these sides right here. Alright, so as you can tell, my nose is looking a little pinched right now. It's definitely starting to kind of give you guys a good idea of the shape that we are basically trying to achieve. Now what I like to do is basically take my concealer and start to do my under eyes. So today I'll be using this is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. It's a camouflage and corrector, so it's really good for the under eyes. Personally guys, it's really, really moisturizing. I don't feel like it's a very drying concealer, and what I like about it too is it's really good for acne prone skin. So for me personally, we all know I got acne prone skin, so this has been really great. And I also feel as if it does stay really well under the eyes throughout the day, like it's not going to crease. So for a drugstore, I really, really like this. So we're basically going to be putting this right on our under eyes. And now for a little tip, when you are putting your concealer on your under eyes, you do want to create a shape and start carving out how you're going to want your under eyes to look, and especially on the side of the nose. So we will be taking this concealer and bringing it on the sides of our nose. And we want it to almost meet our contour shade. And then what I like to do is I like to kind of drag it right underneath my nose and a little bit over the laugh line, because I will be bringing this up into that triangle formation. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So next what I also like to do is just take the concealer add that to the tip of my nose and then to the bridge. First, blend out the concealer, and I will be using my damp beauty blender. Now don't touch the concealer on the sides of the nose just yet. Let's focus right here on the under eyes and that outer area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start taking the beauty blender and we're going to start blending this over our contour shade. Okay, so now that we feel as if everything's blended, that there's no harsh lines from that cream contour shade, now what we're going to do is I'm basically just going to go and do my rest of my liquid contour, just because you don't want to go in with a powder and still have to go back and do cream contour. So I'm just going to take care of all the other cream contour that I have to do on my face. So now that we feel as if the rest of our face is blended, our cream contour is completely done, what we can now do is go in with a powder and set everything. So I will be using, just as always, I'll be using my RCMA No Color Powder. And first what I like to do is I like to focus on my nose first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go bake my nose, and I'm going to be going in with the same Beauty Blender sponge. What I'm going to do is taking this No Color powder, I'm going to be kind of putting the powder over the areas that we used our concealer and continuing to shape out that nose contour. And now you can start dragging this right under the under eyes. And last but not least, what I like to do is take the tip of the Beauty Blender and also add powder right down the bridge of my nose and right on the tip, because that will help later on just creating that light and that shadow effect and really sculpt out that nose even more. So now you just kind of want to let everything sit, make sure it's even, and really let it bake. I usually let it bake for about 3 to 4 minutes. I don't go too long. You'll really start to feel your skin kind of get a little like tight a little bit. I don't know how to explain it, but that's where you're going to know it's on there for a good amount of time, and you can just brush it off. So just let it sit for a little bit and we will be right back. Now I feel like everything's really set and it's good to go. We're just basically going to brush it off with a powder brush. So when it comes to my nose contour, I always use the same brush. This is Sonia Kashuk. This is actually, they sell this brush at Target. I don't know the name or the exact number to this brush because it kind of, everything wore off. But as you can tell, it's basically just a really defined contour brush. And what I love about it is because it's got like a really straight side to it, it's going to help you really continue to have a really straight line with your contour on your nose. So the powder that I use is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder, and this is in shade W7. And what I like to do is basically just take the brush and make sure I get it just on one side, tap off excess, and now we're basically going to be taking care of the contour powder right on the areas that we did the cream before. So after that, what I usually go in and do is I take that same powder brush and I just do circular motions, really small ones in the areas to kind of really blend out that contour line so it's not so harsh. The last step is to go in and now highlight any of the areas that we added that, the powder to basically lighten everything up and bring everything to the forefront. So I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics Wild and Radiant palette, and I will be using, this is a really great brush that I always use on my nose for my highlight, which is the BH Cosmetics 122 brush. This came in the pack of basically, I think it's about 10 kabuki brushes, and this is just more of a round. This is more of just like a round, thick, I would say concealer brush in a way, but it works really well with the nose. So we'll be going in with these two highlight shades. And what I like to focus on first is highlighting at the tip of my nose to lift it. So next what I'm going to do is basically take this and now highlight the bridge of my nose. Now I do not connect the tip and then the bridge. I usually stop. I take the highlight from here to here. So these are the only areas that I highlight because it's going to help create a more swoop effect to the bridge, I guess you could say. And it's basically going to help, say, to give the illusion that there is like the lifted tip, but then also a nice straight bridge. Hey guys, so I basically went ahead and did the rest of my makeup. So as you guys can tell, this is the final look. So that is what my nose contour routine has been recently. It's probably going to change just because, you learn techniques all the time and you're always, trying to find different ways to make it look as natural as possible. Now, obviously guys, contouring your nose, it's not really a natural makeup look, but at the end of the day, if it makes you happy and you look beautiful, go for it. Don't let anyone ever tell you that it's fake or it's too much makeup. Me personally, I can't go without my nose contour, and if anyone has anything bad to say about it, I really don't care. So basically, I'll put all of the details down below for you guys of the products that I used. They're really cheap, affordable products. None of these are going to be some crazy like high-end makeup products. So you know me, I am always looking for the most affordable makeup product. I am not one to splurge on makeup, so I will always get you guys the cheapest but the best makeup out there. And please subscribe for more videos, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see next, because I love hearing from you guys and I love getting suggestions. It's just the best thing in the world. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.